My name is Miranda Jeh. I'm team manager of Nescio Racing.
My name is Evelyn Zhang, and I'm the head of car design and the head of social media.
My name is Bernie Zhang, and I'm the computer aid designer of the car.
My name is Catalina Dewberry, and I am the PR manager.
And my name is Zakira Krong. I'm the marketing manager and graphic designer. We're a new team with no prior experience or mentors to help us. We're all Carnegie students, but we're self-runs. This is good and bad. We're independent and rely on each other, but there's no one to help us figure out new problems. Right now, it's trial and error, but it's been fun. We wanted to do this because we're interested in STEM and outside activities. Our school has a robotics club, but it's mostly ran by upperclassmen. This means we didn't have much to do and we could only stand around and organize things. We wanted something more, so we decided to join STEM Racing. Now, Catalina will talk about our team brand.
So our team brand is focused around our sharks and the Nescio name. Nescio is Latin for I don't know, and this refers back to our original trying to figure out what our team name was, but we didn't really know, so we just found that Nescio is the Latin word for I don't know. This also relates to the fact that we don't have much prior experience or mentors. Our sharks are also very important because they are our team mascot, and they are known for being fast and competitive. So when you think of the Nescio brand, you think of fast and competitive, which are very important traits for the STEM racing. Now Evelyn will talk about our
Social media.
social media.
So we have two social media platforms. One is YouTube and one is Instagram. We decided to post short form content because of efficiency, since we wanted to focus most of our energy on the actual car. So on YouTube, we would post YouTube shorts, while on Instagram, we would post reels. So on both of these, we have a series called Begging for Sponsorships. And this is basically trying to ask for sponsorships by any viewers who would like to sponsor us. Unfortunately, we did not really succeed in gaining sponsorships from the social media platforms, but we did gain some traction, and we did have fun. So overall, it's still a win. And back to Catalina about our actual sponsors.
So one of our sponsors is Jazz Printing, which sponsored our team shirts, and they do other print jobs around town. And our other sponsors are Red Architects and TSC Construction and Consulting, which donated for our team. And we also have the Anime Matsuri, which also sponsored our car show.
So, Anime Bar had a car show, and we were allowed to have a booth there. At that car show, there were many car businesses as well as car enthusiasts. That meant a lot of people were interested in our team, and we got to talk about our members, what we did, our passions, as well as talk about how we designed the car, and ask people to subscribe and follow us on Instagram and YouTube. That's how we got a lot of sponsors, actually, because many businesses came over and wanted to see our team, and they were interested. So we got a lot of their information, and now we got some sponsors. Besides that, many individual people donated their money and to our car.
So onto the actual design of the car. When we first started, we didn't really know where to go. So we first thought, okay, for the car we have to minimize drag, right? Now how do we do that? So we must find the causes of drag. In the end, we came up with three main causes we can think of. One would be form drag. Form drag is basically drag caused by the shape of an object. For example, if I were to make a cube car, it would go a lot slower than a car in a teardrop shape because the shape of a cube causes more drag due to the low pressure weight behind it, which is just an area of low pressure behind an object that does cause drag. And so to combat that, we made the shape of a car a
Teardrop.
Exactly. And due to the Coanda effect, air really likes to stick onto curved surfaces. So we were hoping that the air would stick onto the curved surface of the car and then go to the rear, and the air separation would be minimal, so there would be a minimal low pressure wake behind. And then we also found out about induced drag. So in normal F1 cars, the wings are there to create a lot of downforce, but induced drag comes from either lift or downforce. And since normal F1 cars have wings that create a bunch of downforce, we were thinking, does our car really need that much downforce? Upon more research, we found out that F1 cars have these wings to contribute to downforce because of the curves. Then we looked at our own racing track, which we're actually going to race the car on, which was a straight track. Therefore, we did not need to account for that much downforce on the car. So we designed the wings to optimize for minimizing drag instead of increasing downforce. And so you want to explain how the front wing does that?
So the goal of our front wing was to redirect the air away from the wheels, basically.
And the rear wing?
And the rear wing, instead of focusing on downforce, like real F1 cars, we were more focused on the drag because we travel in a straight line, our F1 step racing car.
Exactly. So the rear wing will be at a pretty much a 0-degree angle instead of curved upwards, which normal F1 cars would have to increase downforce. But since we're not really thinking about that and we want reduced drag, we're just making it at a 0-degree angle. Finally, our third cause would be the dirty air. So dirty air is basically disrupted airflow. And how does airflow get disrupted? Well, mainly it is from the front wheels to the rear wheels. Whenever the air hits the front wheels, it gets disrupted, and the disrupted air goes to the rear wheels, causing more drag onto the rear wheels. And if there is drag on the car wheels, that means the car is going to go slower. So we solved that by having a part of the body of the car in between the wheels extrude outwards. So basically, it's blocking the dirty air from the front wheels from going to the rear wheels. Therefore, it is also reducing the drag that is going onto the car, making the car faster instead of letting the air slow the car down. And then Bernice, do you want to talk about how we got that onto the computer?
Okay, so none of us had any experience with 3D modeling with CAD. I had some experience with Blender, and our aerodynamics person, Evelyn, has no experience at all, so she started all the way from scratch with sketches and models, and it was a lot of trial and error. One of the biggest errors we had was when exporting the files to the 3D printer, because my 3D printer uses STL and OBJ files, so when I had to export, I have to remove all the form parts on the model into all solids in order for a successful export. And one of the biggest difference between CAD and Blender is that it uses very precise measurements. So when I have to export the file to 3D print out the body of the car, I have to make sure that the supports and the 3D printer is able to print out all the precise angles and curves of our car from the CAD design.
Back to manufacturing our car. So, manufacturing our car, we faced 3 main problems that we had to solve. First one was our CNC. While we acquired our foam blocks, we realized at the HCPL, which was the library we wanted to carve the block at, that the appointments were all booked up and we had no backup plan. So we went to hobby shops to look for a CNC routers that we could borrow, but it was Thanksgiving break and everybody was off. So we resorted to sacrificing some points to 3D print our car. After that, we ran into our second problem. We were behind on the CAD. Our plan was to CAD the car before Thanksgiving break and then make the car during Thanksgiving break. At Thanksgiving break, however, we were still CADing and we didn't finish until Friday. On Friday, we realized we only had 2 days left, so we had to speed paint and build a car. Building the car, we had to make a few sacrifices because of time, so we left a few marks on there and some of the paint wasn't fully done, but it was a sacrifice we were willing to make to actually melt our car in. Building a car, we faced a third problem, our wheels. So our wheels didn't properly attach to our axles. This was because of 2 things. Number 1, the bearings. We had forgotten to buy bearings when originally ordering supplies. So when ordering the supplies, we only bought the bushing as well as the wheels. That meant when we spun the wheel on the axle, it got degraded without the bearings. There also the problem was that the wheels didn't have a stopper from stopping it to fall off the axles. So to fix this problem, we ended up using perler beads to keep the wheels on, as well as bushings as makeshift bearings. In conclusion, making this car, building our team, having it in general was full of problems, but I think we all enjoyed it because we all really love STEM, and we had a lot of fun. So, go to Nescio Racing!
Yay!